Now it is certainly my pleasure to introduce our salutatorian, Sarah Vasquez, who will deliver the salutatorian address.
Good evening. On behalf of myself and my fellow speakers tonight, I welcome you all to Uvalde High School's 123rd annual graduation commencement, honoring its graduating class of 2014. I'm so honored to be speaking as salutatorian of my class. We've been thinking about this day for maybe 12 years now. Standing on this podium tonight, I can't help but remember this quote from the book, When It Happens, written by Miss Suzanne Colasanti. It really caught my eye. Seeing everyone I grew up with for the last time, leaving this school and never coming back. It all feels really strange, but I'm finally going to make things happen. It reminds me of our class. Don't you remember what it was like sitting in an auditorium, about to pick our schedules for freshman year? Watching the previous seniors graduate, wondering what it would be like for us. We watched everyone else before us and thought, wow, so glamorous. But now it's our turn. When I was in Flores Elementary, I had a teacher who would always share her high school daughter's latest accomplishments with us. She told me that I had a good chance of maybe being in the top 10 when I was a high school senior. So I decided that I should start preparing for my graduation speech right then. So when I was told to prepare a speech for this night, I couldn't help but look back at those same old drafts I had written as a little girl. And it's so funny because nothing I could have ever written back then could even apply to my actual experience in high school and how I feel about graduation now. And I'm so sorry to disappoint my 5th grade self, but my high school experience was nothing that High School Musical should have prepared me for. High school has been balancing work and play, balancing wanting to be an adult and still being a senior. And by now, everyone has had their senior moment where they realize how bored they are of this whole high school business. Everything has lost its luster. The wide-eyed optimists of freshman year have vanished, replaced by messy buns, dark circled eyes, and sweatpants. I had my own case of the infamous senioritis, but not until a couple of weeks ago did I look around and realize, hey, even though we don't miss sitting in this desk or enduring this bus ride, maybe looking through this calculus book, or even singing Loyal and True right now, it doesn't mean we won't miss it when it's all finished and we can't go back. This is where we became the class of 2014. So who are we? What makes us different from classes that came before us and the ones to come after? We're a class that excels. We always have been. Visitors describe us as charming, impressive, and unique. Educators believe that our class is built for many superstars, not just one or two. And some say we have mastered the art of collaboration. We have found the balance between discipline and enjoyment. Like any other class, our separate and individual interests divide us into subgroups. However, these lines of division aren't much defined. We always have been a class that can come together. We intermingle. Our class has also been described as maybe a little over the top, quirky. We don't do this for competition. We do it because we like to be proud of ourselves and of what we create. Our class holds high standards. We share and we make traditions and then hold ourselves up to them. We may not be able to see where God is taking us, but when we look back, we can clearly see the line of success and legacy of excellence that we have left behind, individually and together. Because of this, we should not be scared of what we can do, of what God has in store for us, because in Him we have been made complete. He is always the head over all rule and authority. That being said, our graduation is a big deal. It is a step and a mark that shows both our worth and our promise. However, don't let graduation be the biggest accomplishment you achieve. Yes, you are finished, but you're never done. Don't believe it. Strive for more things, because in 10 years, at our first class reunion, we will have been made into completely new people. For some, high school might have been everything. For others, it might just be a bad memory. Despite any of this, move on. Get better. Entertain new ideas. Just because you invite those ideas over for dinner doesn't mean they have to stay. We've already taken on new ideas of our own. Some we have kept, and some we have probed and let go. All of them have forced a change in us that created the growth into the people we are right at this moment. One night during my freshman year, I was absolutely exhilarated. I had just finished performing a solo in a choir concert. The feeling that I had afterward was so amazing. An older friend who had been there looked at me and said, "And just imagine, you have 4 more years of this. 4 more years of this awesome feeling." Our junior year, classes suddenly got smaller. It was because we were having to grow up. We had more choices. We had big kid options now. And when I couldn't pick between an anatomy and a forensics class, they asked me, "Well, what do you want to be?" Did I miss the deadline where we were supposed to decide? I want to be an actress, a politician, religious. We can do so many things. We want to be a singer, a friend, doctors, servers, leaders. We can do it. We can be all those things at once. And you know what? We don't have 4 more years. We have our whole lives to do what we want. We could have started yesterday or the day before, but we didn't know this, and now we do. On your mark, get set, go. Hook 'em.